We're going to paint a colorful portrait today, and we're going to use ABCya paint. It's online. I've connected the link to the website so you guys can go on to ABCya and make this colorful portrait. We made a line portrait for last class, and this time we're going to make a colorful one inspired by this picture right here. So let's get to it. So when you go to abcya.com, you're going to click on the brush at the bottom, click on the palette, and you can pick a color, and then just paint around and around. Do you see that I picked the biggest circle at the bottom? So I'm painting in a big area, and I'm just going to keep switching colors and paint lots of colors around here. Just going to make lots of areas of color. So remember, this is our inspiration photo, and in the background there is a very colorful background. It's mostly in the warm colors, which are orange, red, and yellow. So we're just going to build our background layer of colors here. I'm going to add some green here. I'm just going to keep switching colors and paint some areas of color. And I'm just going to keep adding and adding layers of color and go all the way around the canvas. And then I'm going to switch my plan here and add just smaller blobs of different colors. So I have my big area with lots of colors, and then I'm just going to go back in and pick different colors and just put small areas of those in. I'm just going to keep layering and layering and layering and making this very colorful. Now I'm going to switch to a smaller brush so I can draw in some of the lines and shapes that will be underneath the fine lines that we're going to draw. So these are my medium-sized lines that I'm going to add in shapes. So you can see I drew like eyebrow kind of shape, a nose shape, and a mouth shape. And I'm just going to layer some more colored lines on these shapes to make it more and more and more interesting. I'm going to pick another blue and draw the eyes in. I'm just going to keep repeating this process with the smaller lines. So I'm just going to roughly put in ears over here and over there. I'm going to add in some bits of color kind of to look like hair, or where hair should be on top of the head. Just adding some line detail because the colorful portrait we're going for has lots of lines and details. So I'm just layering, I'm putting more and more lines, layers of lines on top to make it interesting. So now I'm going to add some white for the eyes to make them pop. And I'm going to go to really tiny lines and just add detail lines here now. And I'm just doing squiggle, 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 squiggle. Because honestly, the squiggly line is very easy to do with abcya.com. It's going to be very hard for you guys to draw very particular shapes or draw straight lines with this app because you're drawing with your mouse. And I know that's hard. And I know it's hard for me. So I know it's going to be hard for you. So there I just drew in a small nose and a small mouth on next to and on top of those other shapes. And now I'm deciding, you know what? I think I'm going to color in the white of the eyes here. So more small detail lines. And again, with the mouse, it's easy to make these very zigzaggy. Going to add some swirly lines. I'm just dragging my mouse around and around in circles, making swirls. All right, now back to some color. I'm going to keep it pretty small. Gonna do orange lines because orange and blue are opposite on the color wheel. Now I'm choosing black so I can outline my shapes. So I'm outlining the eye. This is a little bit difficult, so give yourself some patience. You can always click the undo button if you make a line that you don't like. But I think you can only undo one at a time, so I'm going to outline the eyes, nose, and mouth with black because I want them to be focused on by my viewer. I'm going to outline my ear in black. And now you see those black lines really make you look in those areas. That's what we want for our viewer. We want the black line to draw our viewer's eyes into those areas. So that's where the viewer is going to focus on first. And then they'll look at all the other lines. So now I'm going to hit save. And now it's saved on my computer. And I can close that out. And then I'll go back to print. And here is my printer at home. So I'm going to print it because I know it'll work on my printer at home. And then I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to hit print again. And I'm going to change this selection and I'm going to choose save as PDF. And that just saves it in your computer another time. But you have to rename it so you can find it later. So I'm going to call this my colorful self-portrait. Oops, I misspelled portrait. Oh well, I'll still be able to find it in my computer. So there you have it. That's our colorful abstract self-portrait with all the layers of color and the black detail lines that show us where the eyes, ears, nose, and mouth are, which is the basic parts of a self-portrait. So what do you think? I think we did a pretty good job of getting close to our inspiration. The ABCya picture is definitely wider, but that's just because of the way that ABCya is set up. So we painted a horizontal portrait instead of a vertical portrait like our inspiration, but I think we did pretty good. Make sure to share yours with me and put it in your portfolio. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. You don't have to try this just once on ABCya. I want you to try this a couple times and see which one you like best. All right, show me your best. Bye.